Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this organic marketing video series. In today's training, we're going to talk about prospecting. And this is something that took me a while to embrace, and I'm newly doing it here. As I mentioned in my intro video, just all about how to embrace organic marketing and have that be a foundational piece that runs alongside with ads so that we can grow our audience on the most exponential path possible. So with today and in prospecting, I'll be showing you on the Facebook platform how we're going to do prospecting. However, this, like I said before, can stretch between Instagram, LinkedIn, TikToks. TikTok's more about videos, but any platform that you want to choose, you can implement some form of prospecting. So basically, it all starts off on Facebook with a friend request. But if you're using your personal page, that's the best way to do this because you can leverage your audience that you already have on there. Even if it's only friends and family, you can start to grow your audience. Like, for example, with mine, there's 400 and something people in there. I've just switched my personal page over to using it for my business. And there's 400 and something people there that they might not otherwise already know who I am or what it is that I do for my business. So you never know. They may know somebody that knows somebody, and the grapevine and all that trickle down effect can take effect. But as we're adding friends in our niche or in these groups that I'm going to show you today, we're adding friends on a daily basis. They're going to come in, they're going to see your profile that we talked about last time, and they're going to start to know who you are, what you do. They're going to look at your posts because that goes hand in hand when you're posting every day or every other day or whatever cadence is appropriate for you. They're going to start to resonate with that, liking, commenting, engaging. It all fuels the fire to booking appointments so that you can sell your high ticket programs or your services or your SaaS, whatever it is you're working on. It all feeds together. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and get into what it is we're going to do for prospecting today. And then, like I said, this video series is going to take it piece by piece. I'm not going to talk about the entire organic marketing process in one go. We're going to take it piece by piece so you can implement as we go along and start to see some results. All right. So we're going to share. Here we go. Okay. So here we are in my main page. Again, this is my personal page. You can see those 446 friends that I have in there. Here's some posts that I've been doing. And then we are going to check out what it looks like to prospect. In addition to all these people that are in here, not only are my posts going to educate them as to who I am and what I do, but the new friends that we add, those are going to educate the new people and the old people. Anybody that's coming in is going to know who you are, what you do, rather than me being a guy that has a Facebook page that has a whole bunch of network people that either identify with me now or they identify with me most likely some previous version of myself, of who I was in my business, or just who I am as a person. You know, I'm a dad of two lovely daughters. I'm a husband to a beautiful wife. I also have other businesses that I've been involved in over the last 25 years, growing brands and doing things like that. However, where I am right now, these people may not be aware of it. So we're always developing that know and trust factor of who you are, what you do. People are going to know you as the person that can help solve their problems when it comes to that specific thing. So when I look at prospecting, there's several different ways you can do this. But for today, it starts with adding friends. And where do we find these people? Where are the hunting grounds, or what are your hunting grounds? And it's different for everybody. But for me in my niche, it's high ticket coaches or just coaches in general. I've worked with a lot of healers as well. So where can I find those people? The best place to start is in groups. If you come up to your, excuse me, let me go back home here. We come up right here. There's a groups tab. So right here, you can see all the different groups that I'm already in, and you can go into groups that you're already in that maybe you haven't utilized for this purpose and see what you can develop there. For example, here's a life coach school that I went to 5 years ago. I could go in there and start friending people that are in that group. So just show you what that's like. So this group has actually been paused as of last year, November 24th. So that's not going to be a good source, but there's still people up here that I can click on their page, or I can click here and see these people, and we can add a friend if we want to. Now, the important thing here, how to make this really apply is that we don't just want to blindly or arbitrarily start adding friends. We want to start with people that are going to be most applicable to who you are and what you do. For example, if I come down to Where is that most recent one I added? So just for example, life coaching and personal growth. Here is a group where there's 10,000 people in here. Now, Facebook isn't going to let you just go and add 10,000 people all in the day. So we want to have a very strict structure for this in the daily guidance, which is 30 to 50 people per day. So you maybe want to split that up. In the morning, you'll do 25 people. And then in the afternoon, you'll do 25 people. Full transparency. It's all going to depend on what Facebook's algorithm is going to allow you to do. So my first day doing this, very first day, I went into a group and I added, I think I got to about 12 people to add as friends before the next ones that I was starting to add. They said, it looks like you don't know this person. Please only add the people that. So I took that as a cue from Facebook's algorithm that it was time for me to stop for the day and then go back the next day. So how we can get around that is to click on people that we may have friends in common. So if you click on this 10,000 members up there, we can see here's an admin right here. And then here are some people that I'm friends with. So what I can do is I can message these people since I'm already friends with them. That's the next step, that next step after prospecting. But come down to this section right here, which is members with things in common. So you'll see these people, right? Two mutual friends in common, two mutual friends in common. So we can add these people, like for example, Joss right here. I can add them as a friend. Bam, that friend request is off. Facebook's going to love it that you already have friends in common, means you most likely have some things that you can genuinely connect on. And then when we see if this person confirms our request, then we can take it to the next step, which is implementing our messaging in Messenger, where we reach out to them to deliver value. This is the way I do it. It's not a sales pitch. Eventually we may get to a place, we want to get to a place where we book a call with them, but we're going to start off with me just sending a message of, hey, so glad you accepted my request. Looking forward to connecting and sharing ideas around what you want to do in 2025. What do you happen to be working on? What are your short-term, long-term goals? Whatever your messaging scripts are, if you want to call it scripts, or if you just want to call it how you reach out and talk to people, adjust it. Starting off in the beginning phase, it doesn't have to be as scripted. So you may have a script of guides. I have a script that I have for different messaging situations that I will then take that scripted message. And then according to how I start the conversation, what I'll do is once they accept, now I can look at their profile. I can go into their profile. For example, if I come up here to Karen Dower, I can go to her profile and I can see who she is and go into her as a friend and start looking at what it is that she does. And then I can take that and I can go into Messenger and say, hey, Karen, looks like you are working with people around their health. I absolutely love this initiative. I'm currently working on this X, Y, and Z in the year 2025 for my health. Just curious, what are you doing for your business in 2025? Where do you see yourself going? And that starts the conversation for a real personalized point of view. And then you can adjust the conversation as it goes. So that's what this all starts with, is just basically sending a friend request and seeing who accepts and who doesn't. Now, the biggest mindset piece here, and this is something that is tough for me to get over as well sometimes, is that we're sending friend requests and maybe they're not accepting. Maybe nothing's happening at all. Maybe you send out 25 or 50 in a day and you only get one, but that's okay, because non-attachment to the outcome here is what we need to try and look at. It's that whole video game theory that I spoke about a couple of videos ago. Treat it like it's a video game. If somebody accepts it, you're up to the next level, which is now sending a message, thanking them for accepting. And what are you working on in 2025 or whatever your messaging is? Now you're up to the next level. If they respond to that message, now we're up to the next level where we just carry out a human conversation and we see if we can enter into a call situation where we can talk about their goals for the year. I'll even give you another example where somebody that accepted my friend request last week, I started the conversation with them, and it turns out that all they wanted to do was reverse sell me back on their services that they offer. So that's a point where you decide, is this conversation beneficial to my initiative? Are they offering something I'm interested in? Or is it something that we need to do away with because it's not the best use of our time in this organic marketing effort? So there's all range of things that can happen when we look at this stuff. The whole point is just starting with the friend request. So Everything I mentioned you there is just to show you the scope of how this thing starts building on each other, but it all starts with a friend request. So now I'm going to ask you to please release everything I just said about messaging and just go back to the friends. So what this looks like for you on a starting out level is we just go back to our home screen here. We're going to click on groups. We are going to search for a group. So let's say for my niche, it's online coaches. So I would say online coaches, and then it's going to bring up all of the groups that have anything to do with that. Let's say life coaching and motivation, public group. I already have 3 friends in there. So I know that I've got 3 people that are similar workings of mine that are going to be, that's a good indicator of everybody, these other 40,000 people that are in there, that maybe they're going to be good connections for me. All I have to do is join the group. And if they have some criteria to join the group, then you just go through and fill out the criteria. It says that I joined the group. So they didn't have anything, but sometimes there are questions that we need to look at. And maybe it's fill out your motivation for joining the group. And then there's a whole bunch of rules like no spamming, no DMing, all that kind of stuff, which is fine because all we're going to be doing is adding friends. And anybody that chooses to accept our friend request, we'll then take them out of the group and into the DMs. But we're not selling, we're not spamming. We're delivering value. We're offering to deliver value by saying, hey, what are you working on in 2025? Let's see if we can be mutually beneficial to one another and share ideas. It's very soft. It is not hardcore selling. Now, if the conversation lands in a place of, would you like to book a call with me so we can talk about this on a more personal level and see if we might be a good fit to work together? If that happens, great. Now it's mutual buy-in. You're coming together for a call. So don't worry so much about, oh my God, what if the group moderators are going to kick me out? Even if they kick you out, so what? Look at all of these groups on here. You know what your intentions are. You know that you're just trying to deliver value. You're not there to try and put together a bulk list of leads that you can exhaust and be annoying to. That's not our motivation here. So let's just go into this group here that we just joined. Thank you. And we can click on this 40,000 members again. If it is going to click. Interesting. All right. This one. Yeah, here we go. I'm sorry. It was down below. So now we can look at members with things in common. Right off the bat, I have got one guy here that I know, or that I may know from another line of business that I'm involved in a very specific geographic location. Who knows? This person may be interested in some kind of marketing. So I can go ahead and just add that guy as a friend right off the bat, just because it's a connection of a connection. The odds of the approval of the request are very high. And then we can come down here and it's going to tell you how long ago these people have joined the group. And you can basically just start coming down and looking at all the ones that say add a friend over here. Sometimes you can click in and still add them. But if we're on a mission to, this is a numbers game with organic. So adding friends, it's 30 to 50 friends a day. So I just did one. So now we can basically just go through here and let's add this one. See, it says only send friend requests to people. Do you know this person? So it pays to stick with the people that are friends of a friend. However, just keep going down the line and clicking to add friends until you hit your number for the day. And then at the end of the day, if you do 2 windows, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and you get to the end of the day and you want to see who's approved your request, go into your notifications and then check the list right there of people that have approved your friend request. And then for the next day, when we get to our next video here, which is all about taking it into Messenger now, then you know which people you need to message, or you can do it that night if you want to do it that night as well. But if you take this on a progression basis, eventually you'll get to a cadence where we have a list of to-do items every day, which is add friends, start conversations, revisit old conversations, post in the groups with value, like and comment and engage on other members' posts in the groups. That way people are starting to see you as somebody that is involved and engaged in the group. And you can then take that. They're going to go and send you friend requests now, and they're going to really want to engage with you just because they like what you're delivering in the groups. So it all starts with sending these friend requests. in these groups. So what I would suggest to you now before we get to the next video is go ahead and, if you haven't already, define the niche of people that you work with. Go into that niche. For example, let's say that you are working with HVAC companies, for example. I don't know, that just came out because I was watching something earlier about HVAC businesses, but let's just say HVAC technician, or actually, let's say HVAC owners. And right here, you'll see HVAC contractors and HVAC business owners. It's a public group with 19,000 members in it. So for that niche right there, you could go in there. Let's say it's realtors. You've got gobs of groups in here with realtors that you can go find and add friends and prospect. And again, remember, it's the numbers game. Let's say it's practitioners, or let's say it's yoga teachers, for example, for some of my healer clients. So here you go, yoga teachers, public group, 118,000 members. So you can join that group, go in there, start sending friend requests, and then the next day, start some conversations. Always remember that this is a numbers game and you're just trying to level up to the next part of the game because you are here to deliver value, nothing more, and see if you can find a mutually beneficial arrangement to message with somebody and then hopefully work with them. So keep this process going, start the engine. Like I said before, run it for at least 10 days. Don't get bogged down too much in the first few days of maybe I hear one friend request confirm. The next day, maybe I get none. The next day, maybe I get two. The next day, maybe I get three. The whole point is that by the time you reach the 10 days, you should have a compounding effect taking hold. And that is that your efforts from the first day, some of those people may not see it till the 10th day. Some of them may see it on the 7th day. But every day you're continuing to add more, start more conversations. Some of them fall off, some of them ghost. Then you go back to those on the follow-up section. So without bogging you down too much in this video, that is what we're doing here is we're building a compounding effect that will last. And you'll get to a point where you can't handle the DMs anymore because you got so many conversations going and people are booking sales calls. Now you're needed on the sales calls. So now you can hire somebody, a virtual assistant or a team member, to now handle the prospecting for you. And now they're filling your calendar with book calls. And then your book calls, you're getting on the calls and you're delivering value there, seeing if you're a good fit. And as it goes, as you build your business. So that is the process. Go out, add some friends today, start with 25 to 50. And then I will see you back on the next video where we will then start to talk about messaging. All right. Have a great day.